well, I could definitely sit here and swap stories for hours, as I'm sure you could too. But I do know that your time is valuable, and I don't want to waste any of it, so how about we get started?
Okay.
Okay. So one thing that I would just like to cover right now is any challenges that your company is facing, or maybe any opportunities that you're seeing come up, especially so that you and I can kind of determine what the best partnership would look like between our companies.
Sounds good.
Okay. So if you could just outline for me any major issues that you're facing or key initiatives that you're implementing, just so that way I can kind of get a feel for where we fit in.
Yeah. So we have been having some issues that we could talk about, but is it all right if I don't talk about the initiatives? I don't want to be rude, but we've been having some confidentiality issues.
Okay.
It's really been a big debacle.
Yeah.
Specifically with PR having to deal with information getting out that shouldn't have.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that. That's terrible. I definitely can assure you that I have no ill intentions with your company, and I would not be a good salesperson if I was disclosing confidential information. And really the only reason I ask is just so that way I can kind of get a better sense of any issues that you're facing, and what 3M's role could be in helping you resolve those. But definitely don't tell me anything that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, that makes sense. So here's what I can tell you.
Okay.
Our primary issue we're dealing with is customer complaints.
Okay.
Our washing machines experience a lot of vibration during the spin cycle, which is making our screws loose and causing a lot of noise.
Yeah, okay.
So we've been getting a lot of negative social media reviews. We're losing customers, which obviously isn't good for business.
Yeah.
So that is our primary issue right now.
Okay. So what would you say that's costing you, maybe on a quarterly, yearly basis?
Yeah, it's hard to get an exact number, but it's about $120,000 a quarter, so $500,000 a year.
Yeah, okay. What would be kind of your ideal time frame for resolving this issue?
Well, we're hoping to have it resolved as soon as possible, but within the year for sure.
Yeah, I think that's definitely doable. So what other issues are you facing?
Well, similarly, these vibrations and the spin cycles and all of that, some of the screws aren't coming loose, they are flying out.
Oh, okay.
Not as
Wow.
violent as it sounds, actually.
Okay.
Not as bad. But obviously it is an issue, especially with customer reviews. It's sort of hard to make ourselves seem reliable if our washing machines are falling apart. And then obviously we've had a lot of customer calls that, it's taking a lot. So.
Yeah, for sure. What are you doing right now to resolve that issue?
Well, we're sending out some repairmen whenever we get one of those calls. Obviously that is a major expense for us. So yeah, we'd kind of like to cut back on that if we can.
Yeah, so what does that financial impact look like in terms of just making those repair calls?
Let me see if I have it. Alright, so we haven't actually made the calculations yet, so it's kind of hard for me to get you an actual, estimate.
Yeah, okay, that's understandable. Do you know maybe just how many repair calls you're making a week?
It's about 8.
8? Okay. And so how long do those calls last?
About 2 hours.
2 hours. And how much are you paying your employees for that?
About $20 an hour.
20? Okay. Well, according to this, if you are spending 16 hours a week and you are paying them $20 an hour, we're looking at about $320 a week. So obviously multiplied by 52 weeks, we have about $16,640 a year. Does that seem about accurate?
It seems like it might be a little bit high.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit lower than that.
Okay. How about 15,000? Is that more in the ballpark?
That sounds about right. But again, it's really hard for us to get an exact estimate on that.
Yeah, of course. This is definitely just kind of a launching pad for us, just to kind of get a feel for it. So, are you having any other issues?
Not that I can think of. No.
Okay. All right. So then, just to summarize, just to make sure I'm totally clear on everything, your main issue is obviously this vibration in your washing machines during the spin cycle. It's causing a lot of screws to loosen, which is leading to noise and obviously customer complaints, and even the screws flying out of the machines. So obviously that is going to pose a safety problem and have more complaints, more lost sales, and a lot of added repair costs, which is totaling about $515,000 a year in lost revenue. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. All right, so if I could show you a way that 3M could work with your company and really cut down on all of these customer complaints, increase your customer satisfaction, and cut down both on your lost sales and your repair costs. Would that be something you're interested in?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, awesome. So let's talk about it.